I'm gonna do something that I haven't done in a long time with my billboards. Oh man, I'm starting to look oriental. Um, um, likey. Yes. Anyway, I ran into a woman yesterday. I've been people watching. I used to do this a lot when I was in my car, which is where a lot of my really best designs, believe it or not, came up when I was in my car. It was one of the best ways to multitask while I was selling or trying to sell products, which I never did. The cops are still thwarting my sales in order to gain a weapon. In fact, they had apparently one guy approach me while I was working in an underpass to have me show off a power. I mean, the reason this is going on is because these police officers don't have enough blood flow to the brain, literally. And I've been trying to teach you people to resolve that, but that's not what you want. You just want to kill each other. So if you want to kill each other, please leave me out of the mix. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. Um, I ran into, I like to study people in order to improve their lives. Come up with concepts to actually improve their daily lives. And it's one of the funner aspects of my existence as a human being. I enjoy it thoroughly. I really do. Um, what was I going to say? I ran into a woman. She was holding her son, and she was trying to stimulate her erogenous zones via the heat from the parking lot, or by walking differently. And I was watching this. Like, that sounds pretty fascinating, but it's not really going to help too much. It does a little bit, I'm sure, but there's better ways to pull that off, big time, without humiliating yourself in public that way. If you feel humiliated, this woman didn't look very pleased to be doing that. All right, honey. Let me go ahead and give you the 411. Spanish Latin dancing, one of the most fascinating aspects of Latin dancing, and it's very close, and the legs are very close together. Now, believe it or not, it is a stimulus. Now, which is it's one of the reasons why these people, including myself, when you learn Latin dancing, dance very close together. You have the energies of the body, and you have the movement going on, and this type of friction going on, and it's very, very intimate between the partners, especially if you're close together and you feel these other energies mixing in, which you do. Sensitivity does arise from that between the two individuals in question. And it generates a more intimate environment for the person, the couple involved. For other people who are trying to, in this situation where we're trying to get away from these people attacking us, like case in point, like this crazy man, it was a kid actually. I should have killed him. And the reason I'm saying that is because he went and approached me and was telling me not to work. And he was picking a fight. It's so easy to kill somebody. And I have weapons that contraindicate even guns. Um, they're how can I put it this way? They are countermeasures for even guns. And I'm a little upset that this took place. And I think I was sitting at a store yesterday and I got injected or something because I'm aching in the wrong places here. Got to watch where you sit or who you're talking to. Anyway, got that checked out later on. No, it's just you know, it's just upsetting that this takes place in this form, and they're running around just attacking people, and then the cops were looking for a way to Baker Act me while I was studying people at racetrack in order to improve their lives. Literally. They would have people come up to me and pick a fight and whatnot. That's the cops attempting to stop me from improving people's lives. And they were bragging about having stolen another design that I created and I sent out to one specific individual. And I was a little upset. I've been trying to break through this the psychotic autism that these people have, and I'm having no success whatsoever. There's some success, but apparently the need for overpowering people is very, very, very overwhelming for these guys. They really do need to repair some issues, or just they need to be eliminated. Um, Lots and lots of deception here in Orlando, and lots of murder. Um, these my particular my one of some of my hijackers are sitting there saying that they were killing anybody that was speaking to me. So I've been speaking to a lot more people, just to give them less of a space with which to work control, while the cops, what system, it's their army, and back and forth between the armies and armies and armies, and who's the definition of what. But in regards to your ladies, car is a very nice place to drive, and so motorcycles, vibrations are amazing. They're really nice. We all agree with that. There are other ways as well. Now, if you recall, right, meditation is a very stimulating act, as well as a very relaxing act, depending on your goals. And I was telling you guys about this high-pitched squeaking might come off as you being a mouse. So keep in mind the auditory nerve of your partner if they're in the vehicle with you, or your kid, because once you're making these particular sounds, you're manipulating these energies. Your child, if this child is in the car with you, will also receive the same energies in the brain stimulus. So be extremely cautious with children around when you are doing this stuff, please. Child's innocence is very important, and so is their need to actually have a childhood and not mom's libido all over them. No offense. Anyway, one of the things you can do, you're sitting calmly, especially in a nice soft chair. There, and you do this, right? Like this. Shift out forward a little bit, give yourself some space. Make sure you have nice full contact with the chair. You stare, and you can kind of start it off that way. You are meditating, but you're doing something a little bit more advanced and typical. And of course, once you start with the high-pitched noises, your nervous system sensitivity will increase exponentially. Now, do not violate your husband if he's driving, and do not get in a car accident, please. Your sensitive areas are a place for you to. We're not talking about full-blown go and screw yourself in the car while hubby's driving, or vice versa. Or you can do this on the way home. Just be sure once you reach this nervous system quote unquote sensitivity climax, that you don't drop out of it due to a road rage incident, in which, well, I don't know how that turns out, or something else like a stoplight that takes too long. But just finding the right spots, and just kind of giving yourself goosebumps and whatnot. Just casual, enjoying your environment and doing this stuff back and forth, almost like autism, but not quite. Now remember, you are looking for the parts of your brain that are erogenous in regards to their ability in the impulse electrical activity going on. So you just you're hunting and pecking. It's kind of like going fishing within yourself for the best parts of yourself, for an intimate experience with your partner, with your significant other, whatever the case may be. Try not to do it with the kids in the car. I would recommend not doing that with your children in the car. Just a thought. Discover yourself. Put yourself in. When you look at your environment, a lot of times it's like, oh, there's racism and bigotry and how can I put it? Ego get in the way. Fall in love with the world around you while you're doing this, and you'll have a much more fulfilling experience at home and with your significant other, as opposed to this disastrous wall hell you people have going on. I gotta my stuff. So enjoy that, and hopefully you'll be a happier person tomorrow. Now remember, the skin actually does need some time to recover from something like that, depending on how desperate you are to create a good experience. So give yourself some time to recover and find other means. Just once you've discovered these particular sensitive points, go ahead and use those as a stimulus and give other parts of yourself, even your nerve endings, time to, like other nerve endings, time to recover, time to relax, and time to strengthen, and the flesh as well, so that you can continue to have these experiences and not wear everything down like like a pair of shoes. I mean, this is like a pair of shoes. Then you go buy a nice pair of shoes and you keep on wearing them down. In this instance, the shoes regenerate. Just be reverent to that fact when that's taking place. Have a good one.